let me get on here. All right, so let me get back to the beginning here. Okay, let me get you guys collapsed on here so the recording actually looks like you can see the screen. So my name is Kelly Smith, and welcome to week 1 of Own Your Road to Success. All about bookings is our topic tonight. So what we're going to do first, and we're going to try to do this every week on our call, is we're going to do a little bit of success stories. So this week we want to start with how did things go with the booking blitz the last 4 days? And does anybody had any successes with recruiting from this last week? Anybody have any good successes with bookings from the different ideas that the director team gave you? Just please unmute yourself and go ahead and share. Anybody? Don't be shy, guys. This is your time to shine, and your time to tell us about things so we can learn from each other. Anybody?
I'll just share.
Okay, who's that?
It's Brent.
Okay, go ahead, Brent.
So I talked a lot in my video during the booking blitz about the long game, and how just because something doesn't happen right away, you don't know that it's going to happen later. And my sister-in-law has been definitely watching what I've been doing, and she seems more and more interested and is really leaning towards at least trying it out and seeing how it works for her. So, and that wasn't even a push at all. She's asked me a lot about it, so could be a potential recruit just because sharing stories and watching, and that's she's known I've done it for 3 years, so it's not like like the opportunity wasn't there. So
right, yep. And sometimes too, it's the same thing that goes with people watching you as it goes with everybody here that's listening to trainings, because I know some of you that are on the call tonight have already gone through this course with one session for us, and you are going to hear something different this time around because you're a little bit more experienced, or a different person is maybe going to say it this time, and that one time is when it's going to click for you, and then it's going to make all the difference in your business. And so you are going to hear the same things over and over and over again in this business, but like I said, one time it'll click with you and it'll really start to resonate in your business. So anybody else before we move on? No. Anybody? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and keep going then. So remember though, everybody, it's progress, not perfection. And then we also want to ask you, can somebody maybe share with, and maybe somebody even that did it the last round, how are you guys doing on tracking your contacts, your daily contacts or your weekly contact list? How are you doing on that? Does anybody want to share on that a little bit? Are you a digital person? Are you keeping it in a notebook like that was suggested? How are you keeping track of all of these contacts? Anybody want to share?
I will.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been keeping everything that I do in a notebook and what they say, and that just works better for me to have it right there.
Yeah, Mary, that's a good thing. And another way to do it, if you're more of a digital formatted person, is, I mean, I'm a big lover of Google Docs, and so you could just simply have a Google Doc, and the title of your Google Doc is that customer's name, so you're very easy to be able to find it again. I do the same thing with tracking phone call consultants, is I put their name in a document. Every single phone call that we do is documented in my Google Doc. So I have just a running thing of what I've talked to them about. That's a good way. That's a good way to do it too. All right. Okay, I'm going to collapse you guys again here. Thank you for sharing, Mary. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to kind of do a little bit of a go back for what was talked about last week on the Get the More You're Looking For, because some of you guys might not be able to watch it in real time, and sometimes if you just hear it right from the get-go, it helps. So we're just going to go over this a little bit too. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you need to do to promote. So in the month you promote, you'll need 5 active consultants on your team in addition to yourself. Active meaning team members submitting a minimum of $150 in sales. You submit a minimum of $750 in team sales that total a minimum of $5,000. This magic formula needs to happen just once. And then to maintain director, you need to have personal sales, $750, and team sales of $5,000. There is not a requirement for how many active except that first month that you promote in. So after that, you could lose your entire team, and as long as you had 5,000, you'd be still a director. So expectations. These are the minimum requirements to promote to director. At Pampered Chef, we are required to share the minimums of sales at every level of the career plan, but that doesn't mean you have to focus on them. At Pampered Chef, leaders never work to minimums. In order to have success in the business and be a leader that others will follow, you'll want to be the one setting the pace for your team. And you'll find everyone will have more success when you do. Fast track rewards for those that are in their 90 days, their first 90 days. So fast track to director is has a lot of incentives to it. So one of the things that is the big talk factor of fast track to director is the cash bonuses that can be earned in your 90 days and actually through your first 6 months of business. So fast track, when you promote to director in your first 90 days, you'll get a $500 cash bonus. Only time Pampered Chef gives cash bonuses. A $500 cash bonus when you maintain directorship for the next 3 months. A $1,000 bonus when you promote to advanced director when you're within your first 6 months. And then when you have, when you're paid as an advanced director, I can't read my thing here. The screen is small. For the next 3 months, I'm sorry. So then for after 6 months, okay? So then you get, it's a total of $3,000 in cash total. So then also in your first 90 days of business, every new consultant you recruit in your first 90 days and qualify in their first 90 days, you get a $100 cash bonus. So it's pretty awesome in your first 90 days. Okay. Benefits of directorship. 3% override on your personal and team sales. 3% override on your first generation sales. 50 Pampered Chef dollars for every qualified recruit. And that's in addition to what I just talked about in the fast track program, to that $100 bonus. And an activity bonus of $10 for every active consultant on your personal team. You also get 250 PC dollars for promoting. And then you also then qualify for director boxes and get personal invites to our North American leader calls and our spotlight training calls, which they've really stepped up their game with those spotlight training calls. They've just been so amazing in the last few months on trying to get as much information to directors and above as possible to help their teams. And then of course the red spatula too that you get. Okay, so for Own Your Road to Success with us starting this first week. So the expectations, what you're going to expect from us as your director team from Own Your Road to Success. We're going to give you weekly sessions to help you strengthen your skills and learn from other participants.
Hi.
Hello.
Weekly check-ins to celebrate your wins and discuss solutions to anything that may be getting in your way of your successes. Opportunity to network with other participants in small group settings, which will help you learn the skills and habits that will help you strengthen your personal business. So now, this is what we're going to expect from you from this program. We are wanting you to book a full party schedule of a minimum of 4 shows. Remember, leaders don't work to minimums. So we would really like you to think about having more of a schedule like 6 to 8 shows on your calendar. Be willing to share the business opportunity, participate in the weekly sessions. So the next Mondays for the next 3 weeks after this, 8 p.m. here on Zoom. And then commit to a weekly 15-minute check-in call with your director. And so just talk to your the director that invited you to the program on how they're setting up their coaching calls. Okay, so let's get in a little bit to what our topic is for the week. So our first week is Mindset Moment, taking action today. So as we go through this program, we're going to have a small part of each session called Mindset Moment. Your mind is powerful, and the way you think impacts your results. The first mindset we're going to talk about is stretching yourself. You start on this journey, you'll enjoy many successes, and of course, not everything will go exactly as planned, and that's normal. We're going to ask you to stretch and believe in the system. So what we're going to have you guys do real quick here is, I know I'm going to put you guys all
I need to get on here.
I'm going to put you guys on the screen here so I can see what you're doing.
Do you remember the number?
And I'm going to have you guys all stand up. And I know some of you were on this last time, and I'm going to make you do it again. So everybody needs to stand up real quick here.
Let's see. I have
Okay.
this right
I can
here.
see you.
Oh.
So start standing. Get up.
I'm standing up.
I'm making you do it. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is I want you to reach right now as high as you can. Reach as high as you can. Now I want you to stretch a little higher. And then even a little bit higher after that. Okay? It's pretty amazing how much you think that you've stretched and you really haven't stretched quite as far. So you guys can go ahead and sit back down now, okay? Thank you for humoring me. Weren't you guys all amazed to learn that even though you thought you had stretched as high as you could the first time and the second time, when you were asked to stretch one more time, you reached higher? And that's what you'll find in this program. We're going to ask you to stretch maybe even farther than you ever thought possible. Stretch. During this program, you'll often be encouraged to stretch. For example, we'll ask you to be accountable for completing action steps each week to help you move towards your goal. We'll ask you to try some new activities and complete some tasks that may stretch you out of your comfort zone. Rest assured that these activities will not only help you get to the director level, they'll also help you maintain a strong director team with continued growth. We'll never ask you to do anything that we aren't already doing ourselves. The system works. So now we're going to talk all about bookings. Your party schedule is the foundation on which your business stands. So the very first thing we'll focus on is booking a full calendar for the next 2 weeks. Successful leaders hold 2 in-person parties a week or 4 virtual parties each week. It's all in the numbers. So here is the formula for success. 30 contacts a day until your calendar is fully booked. Reach out through private message, text, calls, however you're doing it. Remember friends, family, and networking while you're out and about. Remember those, wearing logo wear and stuff out and about. And now what we're going to talk about is, I think, such a crucial part of this business and something that we always have to keep in the back of our heads. When you're thinking about bookings, you need to think about the language you're using. Are you coming across as desperate or determined? And what's the difference in that? Desperation language is being pushy, salesy and scared, lacking confidence and trust, focusing on you, not them. It won't help you get bookings. Use phrases like, what are using phrases like, if you can help me out, I need help, I'm trying to reach my goal and I just need. There's a lot of I's in there. It's what you've got to think about. But a determination language is where you sound confident. You're sincerely curious and flexible. You demonstrate genuine excitement for your work. You have an authentic desire to share it with the world. You use this language with phrases like, I thought of you because, and I'd like to help you get. Wouldn't it be fun too? So there's a big difference between sounding desperate or determined. Determination language is all about your potential host. How can you serve them? How can you solve their problems in the kitchen? How can you add a little more fun in their day? So, steps for making contacts. When we're making these contacts, these steps will help you set a date. Start by sharing why you thought of your contact, and then the favorite four: fun, friends, free, and finalize. Number 1, fun. Talk about the fun of the party. You can share the theme or recipe and what they'll love about it. Number 2, mention how much fun everyone will have together. And I mean, I know we're not doing a lot of live cooking shows. I mean, some of you might have started back, but even Zoom parties and stuff like that, you can still make a theme out of it. You can still get a group of people together when you're doing events like that. Free, share how much free product most of our hosts earn. And then finalize, set a date for the party. And then just always be sure, if you're doing virtuals, you know, you should be probably starting them on a certain day every week. So then you know what your schedule is going to look like and know how many you're wanting to do per week. So then you know where you're at in your schedule. So here's an example of what these steps could look like. So here's an example of maybe a text. So your text could read, hey Sarah, it's Stacy. I'm not sure if you remember me. We met at Mary's Pampered Chef Party in March. I'm so excited because there are some incredible things going on at Pampered Chef. And I thought of you because I know you love to eat healthy. So after a positive response, you could say, I have been doing this great virtual party called New Year, New You, or the best summer ever, you know, relay it to whatever the season is for you. All about healthy options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and people are just loving it. One of the recipes I'm sharing is lemon blueberry muffins, and my hosts and guests are amazed at how easy it is. I also post daily games, raffle prizes, product info, and even some fun recipe inspiration. It's so much fun, and it's so much fun for you and your friends. My hosts earn up to $215 in free and discounted products. My next opening is, what do you think? So really, really painting that picture for them so they can get a really good idea of how much fun it's going to be to have a party with you. So here's some more word choice examples. This might be a good one for new consultants. Hey Chris, how are you? Did you see my exciting announcement on Facebook? I made a big decision to start my own Pampered Chef business, and I was wondering if you'd be up to letting me spoil you with our amazing rewards as one of my very first hosts. The party lasts about a week, and it's super fun and convenient for everyone to pop in and out through their busy schedules. What do you think? Want to grab some friends this month and get spoiled with Pampered Chef? And then maybe one for somebody that you know. Hi there, I'm so excited to share that I've been invited to a leadership development program with Pampered Chef, and part of my training schedule is to schedule 4 online parties a week. I thought of you because I know you just remodeled your kitchen. Online parties are super easy and fun, and they only take a few minutes for a couple of days. I would love to spoil you with free and discounted products and share tips, recipes, and games with your friends. Would you be willing to try one? Okay. So after that, we need to track these contacts. So every day, use your spiral notebook to track contacts, or like I said earlier, if you're using a digital format, however you're doing that, track your contacts, responses, and results. It's a good idea to write down what method you use to reach out to them as well. I know I get confused on that. I'm like, did I send them a Facebook message? Was it on text? You know, it's like all that. So just make a note and to keep track of that. Using a notebook will ensure that you don't lose your track of all your progress. Not everyone's going to respond right away. It's not personal. They just may have been distracted, still thinking about it, or even just simply forgot. It happens. So it's important to follow up in a timely manner. Here's what top leaders recommend. After the first message, follow up within 24 hours. After the second message, follow up within 48 hours. And after the third message, follow up in 72 hours. We give you permission to keep following up until you get a no. And give your customer permission to say no if you aren't getting a response. You want to do that. And I know I talked about this in the last round if you were in it, and I'll post it again, but there's a really great, there's some really great stats on how many times to follow up with a person. So I'll post that when we're done, because I think it's an important thing for people to see. So don't give up too easily. So now we're going to talk just a little bit about recruiting. Recruiting, we recommend holding an opportunity event at least once a month. If your team is larger, consider doing 2 or more times in a month and share your tips for who and how to invite guests. You can also encourage consultants to invite guests to attend the Meet Pampered Chef webinars offered by the Home Office each month. Sharing the Pampered Chef business opportunity is the most important activities you'll focus on during your journey towards directorship. So let's create a list of people to reach out to this week. So your activity, create a list of people to reach out to about the Pampered Chef opportunity. And so I hope some of you have already started a lead list. I use an app from Google called Google Keep. If you're a person that wants to keep it like digitally, I use Google Keep, and I have a running list for booking leads and leads for the opportunity. And it's something I can add to at any time when I'm thinking about it, or if I'm in the phone or in the car, you know, waiting to pick up a kid or something somewhere and I have time to make some phone calls or send a text message to somebody, I always have my list with me. So that particular list I like to have digitally. So brainstorm, we're going to brainstorm a list of participants who you know, or you know who. So people that you need, that maybe need extra income, people that might need more fun in their life, a person that has a situation similar to your own, maybe somebody you would like to work with, somebody that's maybe a past or an upcoming host, and I'll post that as well about how we should be asking our hosts at least 5 times. I would say most of you, if I asked right now, had probably hosted before you became a consultant. I actually was not one of those people. So I didn't host. I shouldn't say that. I did host, but it had been several years since I hosted, and my friend had a party and I decided to become a consultant. So it was like, boom. My recruiter didn't have to do anything. I just asked to sign up. So past and upcoming hosts, and then also always think about and put those people on your list of people that were real big rock star guests at your parties, because those people probably would really love to give this business a try. They're just not quite there yet. And whenever I think about that, I always think about Sharon Zellin and her infamous words of, there is a recruit at every show, but is there a recruiter? And are you listening for those key little questions, words, different things of how they're answering things in your party, and looking for those red flags that somebody might be interested in the biz, okay? You have to be the recruiter. So here's some example word choices to use when inviting guests to an opportunity event. So those who are considering joining. Hi, Marcia. I know you've been considering joining Pampered Chef. I'm having what's called a look and learn on, and I would love to send you an invitation. It's all online, so you can join from any device, and there's no obligation to join. It's a great way to learn more about Pampered Chef and ask questions you might have. Can I send you an invite? So that's somebody that you might have on your lead list. And then somebody that's a new consultant that's trying to get started with recruiting. Hey, Brittany, how are you? Did you see my exciting announcement on Facebook? I made a big decision today to start my own Pampered Chef business, and I thought of you right away because I know you are always trying new recipes. I was curious if you'd be up for learning more about earning extra money or adding a little bit more fun to your life. So just simple things like that, just make it about them. That's really what you can see in the way that they're wording these. Make it about the person. Okay, so we're going to give you guys your call to action. And with your call to action, the big thing we want you to remember is if you weren't able to watch the recordings and you had to get it in replay, please make sure that you watch the replay, work on your call to action, and then schedule your coaching call. We don't want coaching calls to happen if you haven't done the work. So we want to make sure that you're actually following through with the tasks that we're giving you for the week. So this week, come to the weekly calls prepared to talk about your parties, booking, and recruit leads. So when we do that talk at the beginning, we want you guys to be excited and to share, because one little story you could tell could be an inspiration to another consultant on this call. Continue your 30 contacts per day using determination language and track your results. And I know when we say 30 contacts a day, that sounds like insane talk, but just keep plugging along and do the best you can. Just try to keep making those contacts. And we gave you 4 days worth of ideas. Okay, so go back, look at them, go into Coffee Talk and listen to some more. All you have to do is click on announcements like in Coffee Talk, and you can find all those little 20-minute trainings from the last several years. There's just awesome things in there. Invite people to the opportunity event. So that's one thing we'd like you to report is Marcy or Brent or Jana, when's your guys' next opportunity event? I think they do them weekly. Tomorrow, is it? You good? Okay. And is the nationwide one tomorrow too?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
So there is one tomorrow night by home office. And then, girls, I actually forgot to message Sarah earlier. So the girls on my team, I will talk with Sarah and then we'll figure out what night we can do one. I'm thinking Thursday this week though. That's what I'm thinking. Because we've been trying to do 2 a month. So then we'll get our opportunity events going. Then what we want you to do is we want you to post your vision board here in this group, or do one if you haven't done so already for the year. And actually, it's not that odd to do one in June, because really, did anybody get the vision board that they did was their vision of 2020 so far this year really that great anyway? So I think a lot of us felt like we needed to rip down our vision boards and start over anyway. So post it here. I'd really like to see that. And some of them too, if you're not the person that wants to do them with, magazine clippings and stuff like that, do a virtual one and do it in Canva or, some kind of a format like that, and then just post it here for us so we can see your vision boards. Then we want you to take the bookings training we post in the Own Your Road to Success group. So we will post a bookings training after this. And so I'm going to post the asking your host 5 times. I'm going to post some info about how many times it takes to contact a person to get results. And then I will post some information on a bookings training. It's more than likely going to be I will do a coffee talk that I think is a good one, because those are quick and simple, but I think they're really powerful and impactful to you, even though you only have to listen to them for about 20 minutes. And for those of you that might not be, I will post the call to action in the group as well. But for those of you that might not be familiar, is there anybody on the call right now that's not familiar with Coffee Talk? I can't see everybody, so I don't know if anybody's raising hands or not. Coffee Talk is a Facebook group that's ran by some top leaders in the company. They do their calls on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. The first 10 minutes is just doing recognition and just kind of good things that happen to consultants during the week. And then the last 20 minutes of the call is a training by a top leader in the company. And they do get recorded. And then there's another one at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. It's called Saturday Success Group. And they do the same exact thing, but it's a group of leaders from the West Coast. So if you're not an early riser, they've got some great things on Saturday Success Group too. So those are great things if you need that weekly dose. I know some of you guys are teasing me and said, here's your vitamin C from the call that I posted yesterday. So that would be your daily, or your weekend dose of vitamin C, if you will, okay? So does anybody have any questions? It's nice to see some new faces on here this time. Welcome, everybody. Anybody have a question? No? Okay, please feel free, to reach out to any of us at any time. And always, same thing, kind of like with your team pages, you can post something on the Own Your Road to Success page too if you have a question, okay? And one of us will get to you. All right. Well, I will let you guys go. I'll post that info for you.